Welcome back. The White House is now warning it is running out of time and money to help fight Ukraine fighting off the Russian invasion. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy reported intense battles along the front lines yesterday. And overnight, Ukraine's Air Force claims Russia launched 18 drones and a cruise missile. Joining me now to discuss is George Beebe. He's the director of Grand Strategy at the Quincy Institute and former director of Russia analysis at the CIA. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, George.
Good morning.
So I want to start with some comments from Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. He said in a recent interview with the AP that the war has now entered a, quote, new phase. What does that really mean?
Well, I think that means that Ukraine is struggling to make a transition from what had been an offensive strategy. For much of the past year, their hopes for ending this war depended on a breakthrough of Russian lines that would cause the Russians to come under such pressure that they would sue for peace, that they would come to the negotiating table and negotiate on terms favorable to Ukraine. That counteroffensive did not succeed. The Ukrainians used up a lot of men, a lot of munitions, a lot of air defense missiles, and the momentum in the war right now has shifted to Russia's side. So what the Ukrainians are trying to do right now is to readjust their strategy for bringing this war to a successful conclusion. And it looks like they are trying to go on the defensive themselves, to dig in, to build the kinds of defensive fortifications that the Russians built so effectively earlier this year, so that the Russians don't have any hope of making a breakthrough of their own. And I think the hope in Kiev is that the Russians, recognizing that they can't break through Ukraine's reinforced defenses, will themselves be forced to think about how do we negotiate some sort of compromise end to this war.
George, I want to ask about potential war crimes here. You know, Ukraine is investigating the execution of 2 of its soldiers who they say were unarmed and shot by Russian troops as they surrendered. Have the rules of engagement here changed since this war began?
I doubt that. I think in any war, there are going to be incidents in which troops are undisciplined, that they engage in war crimes. The real question is this prosecution, is this investigation into these war crimes likely to change Western attitudes towards supporting Ukraine, to refocus Western attention on this war? And Western attention has been diverted. The war in Gaza, I think, has to a great degree displaced Ukraine from the headlines. So part of the reason why the Ukrainians are publicizing these kinds of incidents right now is the hope that it will draw Western attention back to the war and help step up Western support.
Yeah, and I want to ask more about Western support. You know, lawmakers here in the U.S., they are debating providing more aid to Ukraine in this moment. How may that affect the war? And is this really a representation of how Americans are feeling in this moment?
Well, Ukraine is completely dependent on American military aid and economic support. They can't continue to prosecute this war without it. So if that aid comes to an end, it's very likely that Ukraine could collapse altogether. And you wouldn't get a negotiated settlement over something like that. That would be a situation in which Russia could dictate the terms of ending this war. That's not a situation that Ukraine wants to be in. I would argue that's not a situation that the United States wants to be facing either. So we're going to have to make some hard choices right now in a period when polls indicate that the American people are growing more skeptical of the war. They're wondering, what is all this aid that we're providing to Ukraine getting us? Can Ukraine actually win? What is the plan for ending the war? That's something that the White House has to address.
Okay, George Beebe, we'll have to leave it there for now, but thanks so much for your time and insight. We appreciate this.
You're welcome.